Good afternoon, everyone. It's Joe Signorelli with OPG Insights, and we're here to interview some top firms and professionals in the hedge fund and family office industry. Today, we're lucky enough to have Chris Madpak and David Halpern, which are both managing directors at SS&C GlobOp, and they're going to take a few minutes to tell us a little bit about the Tax Brightline system they've had some great success with over the last couple of years. I'm a user of it as well and really like it. So welcome, guys. I appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about this and tell me, give me a quick recap about what the biggest challenges have been currently in the hedge fund advisor space that's really created this interesting opportunity you guys have developed with the Tax Brightline system.
Thanks, Joe. Pleasure to be here with you. And you know what we've seen. One of the reasons we've developed this is really you've seen a real increase in tax compliance. That's needed within the industry, and there are a number of reasons for that. You could see. I'm sure as many of you guys are aware. There's a new forms K2, K3 that were introduced back in 2021. Additional compliance needed, right? There's always a delay in providing access to reporting analytics. How are you getting that data? There are inefficient and manual processes that are always being done in order to get, to determine what the appropriate tax treatment is on your various investment products. And lastly, there's always been disparate connectivity between various systems, various general ledgers, various transactions, prime brokers, et cetera. And putting that all together was the reason why we developed Tax Brightline, is because it was a way, it's a way to aggregate all that information into one succinct product, provide analytics and reporting based on that. And it was really just taking all those disparate delayed information reporting and putting into one product.
Yep, no, makes sense. So second, I guess tell us a little bit about exactly what Tax Brightline is, what it does, what are the benefits to advisors, and sort of what's different about it from a tax compliance standpoint that people need to really know.
Sure, Joe. Yeah, and again, thanks for having us today. Yeah, to piggyback on what David said, I think one of the other things we've noticed in the industry is a clear decline in talent. The number of people taking the CPA exams just got released was down another close to 10% from prior year. And with the increased compliance, there's just a need to have straight through processing. So SS&C Tax Brightline is a kind of comprehensive technology powered solution for tax compliance, reporting, and analytics. It enables fund managers to manage their tax exposure throughout the year, helping them maximize, after-tax alpha, as well as increase their alpha through reduced costs. So, one of the most important things that we see here at SS&C, being a technology company, is that we have a lot of access to data. So, being able to bring that data from the left side, the general ledger, the books and records, the OMS system, through to a system that is very tax centric, be able to provide insight into what something looks like from a tax attributes perspective, what effect it's going to have on your after tax portfolio. There's a lot of managers out there that have a lot of tax exempt investors. That's okay. But most of those managers also have a carried interest, and their GPs are typically not tax exempt. So having still the ability to say, yes, we're going to sell this, but let's sell this specific sublot because that's going to give the GPs a 3+ year holding period. That's going to give them a better after-tax alpha and after-tax return. So that's really kind of the nuts and bolts of what we're trying to do is take that, as David said, that disparate information from the left side, the books and records, the OMS, and be able to feed that directly into our system. Now, we can do that with SS&C products. We can also do that with third-party products, which we're currently doing. So it's just a matter of connecting the right pieces and parts and bringing that in, doing analytics, wash sales, straddles, being able to have gain harvesting, loss harvesting, things of that nature to be able to help our clients manage their tax efficiency, and really to be able to answer the question, if you have an investor that says, what are you doing to be tax efficient? We use SS&C Tax Brightline that gives us all the ability to have that tax efficiency.
That's great. Yeah, just to add from my perspective, I've found the ability to do tax lot monitoring and holding periods and your constructive sales and your wash sale analysis is a much more automated and more streamlined way than trying to do it manually in Excel. I've really enjoyed that. So listen, guys, it's been great to get a little
Joe,
overview. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to add really quickly as well. I think that there's also the, to add to what Chris was saying, I think it's also the timeliness of that, right? It's doing all this reporting, but you can send stuff out to your tax advisor, to your accounting firm to do it. Give them the information. You can get it back in a couple of weeks or in a month, right? And the data is lost already, right? The benefit that you can get on whether or not to sell this trade is lost. What SS&C Tax Brightline allows you to do is effectively have near real-time access to that, to that analytics to then make, decisions timely and relevant to really help that tax alpha that Chris was talking about.
I totally agree. It's a good point. Great. It's terrific to get a little recap on what you guys are doing with this. I'm a big fan of it. And I appreciate you taking a few minutes. I think down the road, we'll do a little longer webinar maybe for some people, which I think would be really helpful. But thank you again. And I hope we talk soon on the topic.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.